NBA free agency rolling on. We're going to talk about the backup point guard for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, a player they need to go after, a player who should be available financially as well in terms of being a good fit so that they can get these other slightly bigger pieces that they want to go after. I assume they're going to try and sign Sophie Cunningham. We don't know what Lexi Hull is going to cost. We don't know if Kelsey Mitchell's going to get a super max for a year or if she's going to take more years and a little less money. But there hasn't been, let me back up. So there hasn't been a lot put out yet. There's, some things here and there. NECA might be going to Minnesota. The Liberty are, of course, interested in Alana Smith. Although, if that happens, I'd be seriously wondering where exactly the money is coming from. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure, would like Ari McDonald back. I was someone who, even before the season, thought Ari McDonald would be a good backup for Caitlin Clark. She played well in stretches. She did have a serious injury. I don't know when she's going to be available. I don't know how good she's going to be, initially after she is healthy and in her comeback. And I had glimpses of when she played with Caitlin Clark that I wasn't too happy about. And to be right up front and honest with you, I think this player is somebody who is a better player. Now, look, I don't know if they're interested. This is me talking about the type of picks I think or signings I think the Indiana Fever should make. I don't know if she's interested, but it would be a great fit. And I'm talking about Dana Evans, currently, or I guess currently of no one, but lost played with the Las Vegas Aces, had a great playoff last year. She is a career backup, so it wouldn't be an adjustment, right? It's not like we're going to go get a starter. She's played 184 games in her career, only started 15 of them. Now, the last 3 years, she's played a decent amount of minutes off the bench, 21, 19, almost 18. So that, I would say, that might be an issue, but if the Fever play the way they should, and I think Dana Evans can actually play with Caitlin Clark as well, so she could fit in for Kelsey Mitchell as well. Like, I think there are ways to get her enough minutes to make her happy if she's playing 12 to 15 on a team that's got another shot as a championship. I think that matters. She can score. She can shoot the three. She can run. She can defend. She's a fiery competitor. Her and Caitlin Clark got into it a little bit. Now, not in any way that I say, oh, that's a red flag. I don't know if I want her playing with Caitlin Clark, but in that normal competitive fire that you actually like to see. So look, Indiana's got it. We know they've got a great foundation, right? You're bringing back Kelsey. If you're signing Lexi, and I say if because we still don't know for sure, but it's likely Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Caitlin Clark. Hopefully you bring back Sophie Cunningham, and I think if they sign Alana Smith, we just need to fill in some other places for some depth. By the way, I was going to do a whole video on this, but we'll just mention it here. Damiris Dantas, I believe, has been given an offer by the Fever. It looks like they're going to sign her, and I know some people are upset. She didn't have a great 2025. I chalked that up as much to injury and Stephanie White. She looked great when Christy Sides gave Caitlin Clark the keys to the offense, right? So I think she can be, when you look around the league and you see her buy-in with Caitlin Clark, she gets around with Caitlin Clark, gets along with Caitlin Clark. I believe she got into that scuffle with to protect Sophie Cunningham, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So I mean, I like Dantas. She's a good, solid backup, and that is important on a championship team. But one of the big question marks is who is going to back up Caitlin Clark? Who is going to be that type of player, because we don't want a huge drop off and we don't want to change the offense that much, right? Obviously, no one else can do everything Caitlin Clark does and to her level, but you still want an up-tempo guard who can get us out on the break, who can lead a quick offense. Not going to be Caitlin Clark, but again, that is not needed. It's just more about not having a huge drop off in the tempo and the decision making. And I think Dana Evans is someone who is in that conversation, and there aren't a lot of players in that league, right? Veteran guard, but she's not old, folks. She's been in the league since 21. She had the best, I'd say, arguably the best season of her career this past season with the Las Vegas Aces. Played a really, really important role in that championship run, which, unfortunately included knocking the Indiana Fever out of the playoffs and sending them home. She proved she can play under the biggest of the brightest lights and produce, right? She had if you remember, crazy great performance in game one of the finals. I jotted it down here. I want to make sure I have it right. 21 points and 4 steals off the bench. Like I said, she can light it up given the chance, and she can shoot the three. You get that kind of production for your backup point guard when Caitlin Clark is your starting point guard, folks, and she can do it in the biggest of pressure moments. That is absolutely huge. And like I said, she if you're making that list, right, you're like, okay, this is what we want for a backup point guard for Caitlin Clark. She checks every single one of those boxes. Now, yes, she played on the Chicago Sky in 2024. Yes, her and Caitlin had some on-court battles, but again, it was nothing that I look at and say, "Oh, that's a red flag. That's a different level." That's Alyssa Thomas, right? I think it was more that she showcased that she is a fiery competitor who wants to win, and that is the type of thing she brings that to the Indiana Fever. She will win over fans quickly. And going back to what I said before, unlikely, again, career backup, she's not going to demand a massive contract. That gives the Indiana Fever more money in what they want to do in terms of filling out in their other needs. It gets them something that they absolutely need, which is someone who we know is a proven quality backup point guard, man. So this would be a huge win for the Indiana Fever. If I just go through a few of her things real quick, right? Career 34.4% from 3-point range. The last 2 years were above that, 37.6, 36.6. 7.2 points in 2024 in 19 minutes, 6.6 points in 17 minutes in 2025, 2.4 assists, 2.2 assists, again, as a backup in limited minutes. So Dana Evans checks off, not check off, not chicks off, all of the boxes and what we would want from a backup point guard in Caitlin Clark. And I don't think there are a lot of players out there that do that, unless they're looking elsewhere, right? Unless we're going overseas and doing some scouting and checking Australia and things like that. Maybe they shouldn't have got rid of Grace Berger. I'm just saying. I still think that was a mistake. By the way, she did get an offer, I believe a qualifying offer from the Dallas Wings to return. So good for Grace Berger. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I think this would be something really good for the Fever. I haven't heard anything about it happening, but I haven't heard anything about Dana Evans at all, or a lot of players to be upfront with you. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Appreciate you checking it out. As always, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. You know the drill by now, y'all. Shout out to the 19. Oh, there's a hype button too, and a notification bell. Whew. It's exhausting going through all that, isn't it? Talk to you later.